Hello, everyone. Mates FC podcast. My name is Dave Chase. I am me. And joined tonight by Piers. Who are you?
I am Piers, Mates FC manager, Football Fitness Club coach, and your mate.
Oh, general legend. No, he doesn't mean we mate. Right. We've got another manager.
You'd like that.
Other manager.
Hello, I'm Richard.
Hey, got you.
I'm co-founder of Football Fitness Club and one of the managers at Mates FC.
Lovely. And then we've got Ming the Merciless.
Very good. Hello, I'm Andy. I'm one of the coaches and the welfare officer at Mates FC. I'm also a mental health first aider and one of the coaches at Football Fitness as well. So, yes, that is me.
Lovely. We've also got Sai hiding away. We'll bring him in later. We can only have 4 people on screen at a time because it costs too much. So Mates FC, for anyone that doesn't know, we are a football club that's slightly different to every other football club. As you can see from our badge, we've got mental health ribbon on it. And we are a club that has no commitment because we want to get you back into football and improve your positive mental health. If maybe injury or depression or something like that has taken you out of football, we want to give you that way back in. We just advertise our games as an event. You put your name down on it, and then if on that day you fancy playing, come and play. And if you don't feel up to it that day, that's no trouble at all. But we just want to get you back out there. In the first 10 games we had before Christmas, we had 79 different people play for us, which is pretty mad and brilliant. So that's what we are. Podcast is sorry, just burped. I'm just gonna laugh. You don't get this with Eamon and
You all right, Dave?
No. So generally the podcast is going to be about a third about mental health. Once we get through lockdown, we're going to have guests and footballers come on and talk about their experiences. But equally, it's not all about mental health. We just want to give you a laugh. We want to be your friends, be your mates, and we want you to interact with us. So in a second, we'll run through what we're going to talk about tonight. But you can message below the video, and I get to see that. And we'll answer your questions, bring up anything you say. You can put some nice abuse up if you want, just friendly banter. We just want you involved. So without much more, today is also Time to Talk Day. So that's time to change. Once a year, they have Time to Talk Day. And normally you'll have things like events in your work office or around town. Encouraging you to, maybe a big coffee morning, maybe a big tea break, something like that, to encourage people to just take some time out of the day and actually start having a conversation with each other. Obviously, because of lockdown, that's different this year. And the theme is basically saying about how much a little thing can make a big difference. So we, for example, on Mates today, we've been saying like phone a friend. Just simply something as simple as that. By you contacting someone, texting someone that you wouldn't normally, go through your phone, have a look, and just get in contact. And you might be the only person that's contacted them that day, and that's going to make a massive difference to their day. So as you can hear, we can talk quite a lot, especially me. That's our contribution to Time to Talk Day. So, Andy, what we've got coming up today?
So we have got, we've got what if VAR was brought to Sunday League. So there's a lot of controversy around VAR, especially if you're an Arsenal fan and like myself and was robbed because of VAR and it still didn't work. So
Remember,
what would that
the video and we can cane Andy for that.
What would that be like if it was brought into Sunday League? And our own rule changes. We're going to cover a bit of that, and then favourite play.
What do you mean by own rule changes?
So,
Rich, what would you say?
Well, what if we were to be able to bring in a different rule? Like VAR came in, how are you going to change football for the better?
Okay, so we want to hear from you out there as well. Want to hear from you out there. Spencer King's just messaged and said, there'd be about 2 minutes of actual play. Fair
There
enough,
you
isn't it?
Yeah.
Probably right.
And then
Carry on, Andy.
your favourite players who you've played against or with. It can be somebody you've played with or played against. Not like that, David. Okay. We're also going to cover off, does it matter if you play home and away in the Premier League, seeing that there's no crowd? So do we think there's an advantage playing home and away, even though you've got no crowd? I think there probably is, because if you see some of the away changing rooms, the old trick of no heating on in the away changing rooms, all that sort of jazz. So, yeah. And then are some of the players playing better with no fans, shouting abuse and everything like that? So is it counterproductive, or do you think we're seeing better football because they're not getting, they're trying things thinking, well, if it fails, I'm not going to get completely hounded by it by the crowd. So that's a really good one. So please get some of your thoughts posted onto here. That'd be great. And then we're going to cover racism towards players on social media. Can social media companies stop this? There's a massive responsibility of the social media. Social media is an excellent tool when used correctly, but it's awful when it's not. And there doesn't seem to be any way of, I can look at a pair of trainers tonight, and then tomorrow I'll be bombarded by emails about the trainers that I like. Surely these companies can do something about this.
Exactly. And
so
on that note as well, very similarly, we have the thing with when we was at school, if you got bullied at school, when you go home, it stops. And if you don't go over the park, you can keep yourself out of it. And now what the kids have to put up with online abuse is just disgusting. And that's exactly how the racism's working at the moment as well. And we'll be talking about that. So please get in contact if you've got any experience with that or any views on that. Carry on, Andy.
And then what was this one? Affinity Cup, what Essex Charity and FA are setting up. So we'll cover off a bit more about that. And then the last bit is Spurs versus Chelsea update throughout. So because they're playing at the minute. I don't think many people will be watching it because the big club in London, they've already played. So I don't think many people will be watching it anyway. But
now what we've got some technology in for that as well, so you'll be really impressed with that. And what the technology is you just watch Rich, basically.
What's the update, Rich?
Yeah,
it's just after 0 Chelsea won, an appalling penalty given away by Eric Dyer.
Shame.
The geezer's a clown. Simple as that.
Let us know if anyone does a goal.
Yeah, if anyone does a go, I'll give you all a shout. You'll probably see my reaction.
Yeah.
Praying for a draw.
I've been waiting like 20 years to see a reaction out of you. You just sort of smirk occasionally. That's about it.
So the first bit was VAR brought to Sunday League. So I just think Spencer's comment's probably about right. There'd be like
it'd be about 2 minutes of actual play.
Yeah. So there'd be a lot of opinions on it, wouldn't there?
Yeah, it's just some of the naughty things that go on in Sunday League, though, are what Sunday League's all about. You
wouldn't get a game, Rich.
Sometimes. No, I'd be forever suspended.
Listen, there are dark arts in Sunday League football, especially afternoon football. The problem I've got with VAR is VAR itself. It's not VAR itself, but it's video assisted referee. Okay, it's still the same referees making the same stupid mistake, but just with a video instead of their naked eyes. However, that could be very interesting. Martin Smith, if you're watching, it would be brilliant to watch you with VAR, mate. Because some of them decisions.
I think the funny thing is like today is a perfect example of it. So we've got VAR, and somebody's received a card because the referee's seen something. VAR have reviewed it, and then he's gone to appeal today, and it's been dropped. So the referee didn't get it right. The VAR didn't get it right.
It's because he's a referee. Because the VAR isn't a thing; it's a referee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a mystical beast.
No, it's just referees re-reffing the
also,
game in the same stupid way as they referee it in the first place.
This bit where you can be offside from your hand, but you can't score a goal with your hand. I don't get it.
Well,
I don't get it.
Though. No, that's a technicality.
The other thing about it's the cloudy bit of what can VAR intervene, you know. So West Ham game last night was the referee gave a corner. Is never in a million years a corner. They didn't whisper in the referee's ear saying, "Hey, it's not. It's a goal kick."
Yeah, it's pointless.
And if they'd have scored from that, you know.
Yeah,
so
it's pointless.
You're either using it completely or you're not using it at all.
I just think I think also it's just taken away a little bit of that thing about football. You used to go away from some games thinking, cool, we got away with one there. And then other games, you'd be like, oh, we were robbed and blah, blah, blah. And that was part of the fun and the banter you'd have down the pub. That's gone.
You say that, Andy. You say that, and I totally agree with you. But I think in time, it'll just be part of the game. And you'll enjoy the VAR decision in a similar way that you'll enjoy an out when the cricket review happens. Maybe you won't, but
I don't think anyone watches cricket.
Yeah, I knew I shouldn't have gone down that road. But it was just
going on. But there's a bar there, and there's loads of food, and I live at the cricket ground, and I live in the same building.
You watch it?
No, I ain't got a clue what's going on. And there's all cricketers. I see all cricketers like in this apartment block I live in, and I know they're cricketers because they've got a cricket bat and they're wearing cricket stuff, right?
Yeah,
and then we go and look them up on the website, on the Essex Cricket Club website, to find out who they are. And I just get
it's like slow-paced rounders.
Yeah, 8 miles an hour. Yeah,
it's nice there. I like it. One of my favourite things is
we digressed.
We hang around at the back, and then we get all these people looking over the fence. And we call them sneaky peeky titty lookers, and they come up and they go over the top of the fence just to watch the cricket. And then as soon as you turn around, they go down. It's like that whack a rat thing. I love it. We just stand there, stand there with a load of beer and just like keep turning around really fast to make them like duck. But they're all like adults. It's not like kids sneaking in. I love it.
I can't wait for the summer. I'll be watching a lot of cricket this summer. Chelmsford. I'll be going down there, working from home.
Right.
So our own rule changes. Let's have some posts come in. Let's get your rule changes, because I think this is a really, really good one. I mean,
let's start with this question. Are there any rules, with the exception of VAR, are there any rules that most people generally think is a rubbish rule to have in football?
Currently, I think when the ball hits the referee, the game just stops now, apparently. And it's like, I don't even know what it is. It's not even a drop ball.
What is it?
Yeah, referee can just restart the play from wherever he likes.
That is the most ridiculous law in the world. What was the matter with it? Come off the referee, shit happens, play up. Sorry, Dave. Things happen, play on. I can't understand why that's a bad thing. Like, no one, well, possibly you gain advantage, but at the same time you lose it. I don't know. That's the word. That's my one to get rid of. It's crap, rubbish.
So it hits the referee explodes. It hits the referee, and it has to restart from wherever the referee puts it.
Well, the game stops. Previously, the ball would have bounced off the referee. The game would have carried on.
Gemma's commented. Gemma Green has said offside rule is stupid. Who even understands it?
No, I'm looking at
Simon doesn't.
Wow.
It's Gemma Green's account, but I can see Si's fingers moving there.
He just wants to know how it works. That's what it is.
Salt and pepper pots in a pub. I can explain it. That's good. Anyway, in a pond. Yes.
I think we should leave. If anyone could chuck some ideas in about rule change, and we come back to that one.
Yeah. So give us some ideas for rule changes. Give us your stuff about VAR as well. Have a think. Is there anything, Rich? Is there anything that you'd change straight away?
Yeah. The diving thing. At a minute, the game has turned into like the art of how you can go down so easily. So but diving is cheating, going down easily is cheating. So is missing a drugs test. So you get 6-month ban for missing a drugs test. So 6-month ban for going down too easy. It's a stop the rolling
accumulation or just straight away?
No,
like one dive or wow.
Yeah, like where you lean on somebody and then they're on the deck these days. Like it's just turned into that a game for
there
girls.
Are some classic video clips.
It is a game for girls. Yeah.
When that ball bounces in front of him and he just falls over.
Yeah, like
Who's that? What are you talking
back
about?
in the 90s, I don't believe it was as bad as this. But like now,
yeah, but Rich, I was thinking it started in the 90s. Sorry to cut in. It started in the 90s with the Italians coming over. That's where it starts from.
Be careful there.
Like, but no, that's disrespect. What I'm saying is they brought like, think about Zola, brought quality football, but they also brought that art to the game. Yeah, and then people like Rooney against Sol Campbell on our 50th game, diving like an absolute carp.
Nice word.
And that's where it starts.
I was watching the other day, Jack Grealish. The referee didn't get hold of the game, and he must have been on the floor, I don't know, 15, 20 times in half hour.
Yeah, but that's probably the weight of his legs.
Possibly, but you sort of think that it's now an art of how to draw a foul rather than just try and stay up. And I think something needs to be out.
Do you think in a way it's because you might be a little bit bitter because you're a little older now and you're maybe not as supple, so you can't just roll everywhere now? And like, I know if I fell over now, I'd roll in a book and dive rather than try and stand back up. I'm at that age now. Could it be that?
Yeah, could be. I just think it's the stop-start of it now. It needs to.
It's a different game.
They need to man up in the Premier League.
Now
I do think like some of the like lower league football now is a little bit more enjoyable because it's a little bit more like real football. I do think the Premiership is getting a little bit too protected and all the VAR and stuff like that. I don't think it's as good. Like when you see some of the challenges, some of the Scottish football, like they literally, it's like watching like old proper school football again. Like
I think you've hit the nail on the head. I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Challenges.
The Premiership product that they are offering people. Go on, Mitch.
I'm saying, if you played in the Premier League, you would be lucky to see a game through, ever, because
but
the
Premier League,
arms, all legs,
not with them goals. Did you ever see that goal?
Could you imagine?
No, but what I'm trying to say, Rich, I think the Premier League football is a different brand of football than what we play over the park, where they say it's one game, it's not. And like you say, I'm not saying Scottish football is like park football or lower league football is, but Premier League football is a complete different beast and refereed in a different way. Like they're racehorses, and like they're wrapped up in cotton wool and they're not allowed to be broken.
Now that ties in nicely. We've got a comment here from Ben Farage, and it's not a rule, but the whole being too aggressive with tackles, right? So not trying to break someone, but the good old 90s tackle and letting someone know you're in a physical game. So I think it means about getting that balance right of, go in there and do a proper good old 90s tackle, but not just going in to break someone's legs or going, taking a bit of that cotton wool off and having a bit of a, I wouldn't even know what to do if I got mud on my leg.
This is when you see like how young he is, like 90s football. You wanted to see the 80s football, and earlier the old Leeds team.
He wanted to see the 80s footballs.
Honestly, that what game was it? It was the Liverpool game, and Vinnie Jones. Went through. What was his name?
You're talking about McMahon, Steve McMahon.
Yeah, Steve McMahon was the hardest player in football. Vinnie Jones, the first time he put his foot on the ball, Vinnie Jones went through him, and then they won the game because the Liverpool players were like, if he can do that to him.
You got Beardsley running around with balls out and all that, and you don't have that anymore.
There actually are no hard men
himself
anymore, are there?
Because you can't be hard. How can you be hard? How can you be hard in football now? Like you just said.
You look at like go back to like 90s and even early 2000s, and you sort of think it was Roy Keane's and all that.
Vieira was
what
still
there's
about,
no place in the game.
Vieira.
Yeah, Vieira,
That's where
Roy
it was
Keane.
at.
Apparently now there's no place in the game for those sort of footballers.
Yeah, no.
There is. Southend. Get yourself down Southend.
Oh no, full of prawn shells. Right. So just on that note, though, I think it's a really good way of tying back to like what we've seen in the last 10 games we've had. Right. How nice. That's such a horrible way of putting it. How nice has everyone played? It's been such a nice, friendly atmosphere. We've had some competitiveness, but nothing's been dirty. No one's been trying to hammer each other with a shoe or anything like that. It's just
spectacular goals.
People have been helping each other out, and all that helping each other out led to one of the best goals that's ever happened.
By far.
You mentioned this goal.
It's hard to explain it because, like I said before, the acrobatics of it, the timing alone. Pierce, like you're on tonight.
Me. What do you want me to say? If I say anything, Si's going to be really disappointed.
Well,
because he's not on.
In all the games I've seen Si, and I think Si is a brilliant player. I think he is
for his age.
For like a non-league player, I think Si Green is. In fact, he's got better with age. I think he's like a wine, but I have never seen him do something like that.
He likes to wine, or he's like. What did you say?
I think he's like a fine wine. He's got better with age. I think his timing, his distribution of the ball is second to none. But I've never seen him connect with a ball with acrobatics like that. And the net, the way the net rippled. I thought you ripped the net.
I've decided I'm going to call it the reverse salmon.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Tekkers.
I would just disagree.
If Soccer AM still did it with Andy Answer, you would be on Tekkers. Honestly,
I would say Si, his playing style, he's more his elegance is like a can of Strongbow, and and Piers is a nice Chianti.
I don't know where we're going with this.
Only from Lidl's, and you're only $3.99, but don't want to flirt with you too much. Right, so that's our own rules. So, favourite players you've played with or against?
Oh wow! Well, Rich Murphy, when obviously I was manager of Steve Wright, and Rich was managing Ken's son, they had this defender, and it was is it Thurgood? His surname Thurgood?
Which about Neil?
Thorogood.
Neil Thorogood.
Yeah, Neil Thorogood.
Neil.
And honestly, this guy for non-league football, I used to just think, how can I get him into our team?
He's just also one of the most beautiful humans in the world. But
obviously, the problem is with it is like it's not the Premiership. You can't just approach a player and say, "Do you want to?" They're playing with their mates, so you're never going to get him. But he was somebody from that league football. I thought he was outstanding, and he was somebody that I always would have loved to have got into my team because him and Dave Haynes, I think, would have really complemented each other.
Two strollers. But
he just his reading of the game is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So he
a lot
from
of
a non-league one. He we don't want them stories, but he literally was outstanding. I think.
Yeah, so
that's
Neil,
my one.
Neil, I would also say about Neil. When I'm in Ibiza, he lives in Ibiza now, so I go and see him when we're out there. But we was on a boat on the Norfolk Broads, and I just cleaned the whole boat and we was taking it back to the harbour or whatever it's called. And he just went, "Oh, I need to go and have a poo." And I said, "Don't do it in the toilet because I've just cleared up." And he was driving the boat, and he went, "All right then." I said, "Do it in the river." And he just jumped up on the side of the boat, pulled his shorts down, slung himself over the edge. And I just had time to put My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion on, turned it up really loud. We dropped anchor, and literally. And but then it was on a Sunday morning, and as the boat was as the current of the water, it was twisting the boat like that. And Neil's got his bum off the side, doing this poo with Celine Dion playing really loud. It's beautiful. It's one of my highlights of my life. I've got the video. I'll send it to you later. Neil's beautiful too,
and then the other player from a playing with somebody would have to be Neil Harris. I played with Neil Harris when we were kids, and he like, just when you saw him as a kid, he was just phenomenal. And he went on to have like such a great career at Millwall, and then was managing Millwall, and I think he was managing Cardiff up until recently. But you could just see at a young age he was just something sort of special, and it took him a long while to get recognised and get like he played for Malden for a bit and stuff like that. But he was really good. So that's somebody I played with. I'm
going to try and knock myself out and bring Sly in for a little bit, but it might mean I can never come back. So
well, if we don't see you again,
if you don't, see you soon.
I'll just play some Celine Dion.
Right, Rich. Who did Jamie McKenzie play for? Did he play for Marconi?
He played for Seabrights. But yeah, he played for.
No. When we were schoolboys. When we were schoolboys.
Don't worry about that. He got better.
He played. I'm sure he played Marconi when he first.
Yeah, I would say for me, he was probably one of the hardest to play against. Him and Gavin Armitage.
See, he wouldn't be able to play the league old Jamie McKenzie, would he?
No, what Gavin? Sorry, do you remember Gavin Armitage?
Yeah, he's a good player. Big blonde boy.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but again, two of them, like you say, two enforcers who wouldn't survive.
Who was the other fella with a long hair, long ponytail, blonde?
Steve Baldry, wasn't it? Was that what you're talking about?
Right, we've got a message coming. David John Robinson. Ask Pierce
Robbo.
How many times are you him in training?
Let's have Dave Robinson up on that. Dave Robinson, I don't know how he's done it, but like he would just do it for fun. All he would do, just nuts me for fun at training all the time. Just nuts me. He'd just laugh about it. I couldn't do anything about it. The geezer was a nightmare. Hello, Dave.
Pierce, you're very popular tonight. Stuart Connell has said.
Oh, here we go.
Stuart, you know it's me, mate. You know it's me, best player.
Yeah. Connell loved the goal. Connell loved the goal, mate. We'd be chips down, 1-0 down or 1-0 or something like that. Connell would always put a goal out of the bag.
Connell also liked a bit of shower gel.
What, in training? Yeah.
Do you remember with the shower gel with the ref that time?
He's
listening, he'll know exactly what that
was. We shouldn't say it because that ref might be listening, sorry.
Yes, you're right, actually.
I've done the hardest. Who's the best player I've played? I don't know, really. It's a hard one. Go on, over to you. I've talked loads.
Connell's laughing.
Stevie Lunn's got to be a shout.
Yeah, definitely. I think
for me, Steve Lunn is one of the best players I've ever played with. He's playing with him, and he was a striker. And a successful time at the end of Sunday League playing days. He was a goalkeeper, and he's probably the best goalkeeper I've ever played with as well.
Dean Blundell. Dean Blundell, good goalkeeper.
Oh, very good, Dean Blundell. I've got loads of decent players, actually. We was quite good in my year. I've got Ben Fuller. Yeah. Well, Fuller, wasn't he? Ben Fuller was superb. Jigo.
Rossbuck
was very good.
Sorry, Buck. Sorry, Buck.
It was Jigs, wasn't he? The old Jigo was absolutely fat. Jigo was probably one of the best players I've played with.
Yeah.
To be fair, I was lucky enough to play for him at school.
Churchy. I think Fuller was one of the ones, and all. He was superb, Ben.
Got off it when Deansy was on form.
Yeah,
Deansy.
Yeah, when he was on the pitch.
Yeah, but that's the problem, like I said, when he's on form.
Or good behaviour. Decent player as well, wasn't he? Kevin Wallace.
Solid.
There's loads
of good players.
Yeah.
Well, Andy, are you saying something or are you frozen?
No, I'm still here. I was listening to Sai, who he was saying.
Just trying.
Sai, is Pierce still the best goal you've seen at that level?
What goal? I don't know what you're talking about. That's just a normal tap-in. Do you know what I mean? Nothing special.
Rich, how we get on with football?
At the moment, it's still 1-0 to Chelsea. As a West Ham fan, I'm looking for a Spurs goal here, so that we remain top London club for another week.
So, right, John Robinson's come in and said Stevie May mustard.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, I played with him a couple of years ago for the Vets. In fact, he probably is one of the better ones. He played, he grew up with Beckham. I'm sure he played with Beckham in his years at school. I think he grew up in Walthamstow and played with him and all that. He is probably the best hardest player that I've probably played alongside, actually. Yeah. Good shout, Robbo. That's a great shout. And I suppose there's Johnny Watson as well. Johnny Watson, he played.
Yeah, John Watson, very good. Great. Again, like sniffing goals for fun.
Yeah. He's a bit of a legend at Whittam as well, wasn't he, John? I think he had a testimonial.
Mate, I remember John Watson. We used to call John Watson Strachan. Like when we was at Gallywood, his brother used to play with us, and I think John was obviously a couple of years younger, but just a little kid was proper from the age of Dot. Strachan. Loved the goal.
Sonny, we should have that, Rich. Sonny was a very, very, very good player as well.
Yeah, son.
Well, again, we're talking about football, but sorry, Rich,
you keep naming these Seabright players. It's all about the management.
I was going to say, Sonny, when Sonny came over to play for us, he left Seabright and came over and played for us. And he was, you'd guarantee 20, 30 goals a season out of him, no problem at all.
Yeah, I taught him well.
That's when he started to enjoy his football, wasn't it, Rich?
Knee over the ball, son. Knee. That's what I used to always say to him.
Yeah, but we can bring it back. We can bring it full circle. We can bring it full circle with Sonny. Yeah, Sonny's played his first game for a very long time. Yeah, for Mates FC.
Yeah.
So again, this is what we're about. Fantastic goal again. But that's what Mates FC does. It gives people the opportunity who feel.
We could switch it as well. Who has a question or question for the people listening as well? I know
Ricky Saville, anyone?
Ricky Saville,
my God. Yeah, who's put that out? Who's put that out?
Connell.
Yes, Connell.
Yeah.
What an absolute hammer foot.
And then Dave Robinson's put, hey, he did sigh, was on the documentary about Beckham.
He was, wasn't he? Yeah, he was. Yeah, I do. I remember it now. Nathan Dare, how good was he at the centre back?
Yeah, he could have a little Maldini.
Yeah, we had a great side, actually. His brother James was always good. Pryor.
Yeah, we had a very good side back then. Yeah, saying Robbo didn't play for us. He went to Baddo, didn't he?
Yeah. I played with him a
couple of times. Paul Story Smith for us. He used to just, you come off and go, what have you done today? And he'd be like, got a hat trick. He'd be like, yeah, all right, that'll do. He was so relaxed on the ball. You used to think he's not doing anything, but he bagged goals for fun. I think he got the record for that league, that Sunday Social League, most goals in one season. He probably ain't even been broken. It was like ridiculous.
All right, I reckon we should bank these. I think if we ask people to keep chucking them in, I think we could probably come back to this a bit later.
Yeah, definitely. Keep them coming.
We won't even mention Cy Green at a minute.
Who's that?
Well, I mentioned him earlier, like a fine wine. He's got better with age. I tell you, them vets better be worried.
What else you got coming up, Andy?
Speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Right. So the next thing that we were going to talk about tonight was, does it matter if you're playing home or away in the Premier League with no crowds? I mean, it's not just the Premier League, is it? But are some of the players playing better without the fans on their back? So
there was 5 away wins last night. Out of the group of going 5 away wins, I think, out of 6 games that was on last night. When has that ever happened before?
Definitely.
I don't think it has. I think they even said, Rich, I don't think 5 away teams have ever won in I'm sure it was like an evening or whenever it was a night game. I don't think it has, but I
can't wait for Southend to go away then.
Like Brighton beating Liverpool, with that crowd that was there, I'm sure that Liverpool would have played up and bagged an equaliser or something. You know,
of course they would. Of course they would.
There's some strange results.
Yeah, but listen, they're humans. Footballers are humans. It's like, again, it's about mental well-being. If you're feeling really comfortable in your environment, you're gonna perform better. Yeah. How is a Brighton player going to Anfield? Were they playing away? They were, weren't they? How is a Brighton player going to feel comfortable with the cop baying at him? Do you know what I mean? But that's where it is. So it's all about your mentality and your mental well-being, and you can perform better if you're feeling good about yourself. And I think that's 100% what it is.
I have always wondered though, as you know, like you've got like your manager, you're over the park, and your manager screams things at the sideline. You can hear them. How do you hear your manager giving you things when there's 50,000 people screaming at you? Do you know what I mean? How do you hear a manager on the sideline telling you what you? I think it's mental. Yeah. I still don't understand it now.
Maybe that's why some of them are getting found out this season.
I think maybe.
Did you hear what I can't remember who said it. I think Man United was playing Arsenal, and apparently Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, where there's no crowd in the stadium, he was screaming to Marcus Rashford, "Get at Cedric, get at Cedric." He can't defend. Imagine that. Like again, like it's psychological warfare. That's what fans bring to grounds. Fans bring psychological warfare to football.
I can always remember that Harry Redknapp story, the famous story where he says that I think it was a friend. I'm not sure it was a competitive game. It might have been a friendly or a reserve game, but he was playing this striker.
he brought a fan on at half time.
And the fan went, "He's rubbish." And he said the whole of the first half, he's in my ear, "He's rubbish. I'm better than him. So he said, I was so fed up. I said, "What size are you, mate?" And he said, like, size 9. He went, right. And he went, "Get him a kit, get him boots, get him on." And he said, so half time, I subbed him on. And the bloke out of the crowd come on. He said, to be fair to him, he was better than my striker.
That story is complete rubbish. It's not true. I'm not having it. Harry Redknapp's
Lee Chapman, wasn't it? He come on for Lee Chapman.
Lee Chapman, that is it.
That's true. It was Lee Chapman.
Yeah.
Lee Chapman was the player, yeah.
And he said, to be fair, he was better than Lee Chapman.
Yeah,
but we've had a couple of other people come through. So S1E9's come up. Hi, Sonny. And he said Matt Denton, another Seabrights player. Good manager.
Seabrights love him.
Matt Cole,
he was a great player. Like, he was on Norwich's books for a bit, and he could have gone really far, but he had a really bad knee injury as a kid. But he was a great player. Good call there, Sonny. And then Tom Giddings put Dave P and Scott Rodwell.
Good old Bod.
Who's coming with them shouts? Bod. Is it left foot? Bod and his left foot.
Giddings.
Tom Giddings. That I played for years with Bod, and I don't know anyone who has got a harder head than Bod. And he used to head the ball harder than most people could kick it. Honestly.
Oh dear.
He was a good left back, Bod. Yeah, Dave was.
Somebody's put on Mates FC. Somebody's put you could hear Pierce.
I could hear him. Yeah, that was my greatest strength.
Pierce was a nuisance. Yeah. That's what
it's quite handy. You don't need a phone. That's all we've got coming in. Keep them coming because that's really good.
And rule changes. Anyone got any rule changes?
Yeah, any rule changes. There's got to be somebody out there who thinks of a really good rule change.
No one's mentioned me as the greatest player yet either.
There's a reason. Yeah. Carry on, Andy.
Feedback's a gift, I think they say. Sorry. And then the next bit is around the racism towards players on social media. Can social media do something about this? Well, like I said earlier, they definitely can do something about this, and they really should do something about this. So just again, people's views on that. If you can come into our chat room, it's really good. So if you've got any views on this and what you think more should be being done about it, they're talking about it on Sky Sports, and somebody's got to step up. All these companies should be getting fined. These massive corporations that are letting social media just run how it wants to, and these people that are hiding behind keyboards, definitely stuff should be happening about that.
Yeah, now just on that subject, now I'm not blind to things, right? We've all pretty much lived in Chelmsford all our lives. It's not New York. It's not anywhere. It's a general safe place, I would have thought. And it's been really good that I've only experienced racism one time. Obviously not against me, but it was one example. I was abroad and I was in a bar one night, and I just thought I'd bring this up because there's what people would expect is counted as racism, and then there's actually seeing it in real life, if that makes sense. And unfortunately, we do see that quite a lot on the news. at football games and things like that. But I was in this bar and happy as anything because it was €5 for 2 double vodka and Red Bulls, and they were playing Usher, and went to the bar. And when I got there, this bloke just looked at me and he went, I won't say the word, but he just went, "Are you with that little," and said a racist word. And I smiled and sort of laughed at him because I was like, him over there? I'm like, yeah. And he went, "Well, tell him to F off, get out of here, or I'm going to stab him." And I was like, and I was still laughing because it was like so just, drunk holiday maker sort of thing. And I was like, and I thought, well, but he's not been over to us. And then I thought, oh, maybe my mate's bumped into him in the toilet or something like that. And I said, "Sorry, has he done something? Has he said something to you?" And he went, "I wouldn't talk to a little," and said like the same word again. "I wouldn't talk to someone like that. I don't want him in the same building as me." And I looked at him, and probably this was in 2012, so it's not that long ago. I'm 21 now, so that's Stone. But I looked at him, and the penny dropped like a cartoon. I was like, "That's an actual racist." Like, I was watching him, and his whole body was physically angry, and like just because. My mate hadn't even been near him. My mate hadn't done anything. I hadn't done anything at all. He was just in the same room as him. And that made this man's blood boil. And I couldn't believe it. And I thought like probably about, I would have been maybe about, I don't know, mid-30s at the time. And that's the first time I've ever witnessed with my eyes what people actually have to go through. You hear comments and things like that, but to see someone seething like that, just because someone was in the same room as them, I couldn't believe it. It really opened my eyes to things. And, what have you witnessed or experienced yourselves?
Yeah, I mean, I've never had the
What about Piers, the Munich one was brilliant, weren't it?
God, the Munich one. Yeah, well, the Munich one needs to be tailored because I was a little bit out of order then as well. But listen, I mean, for me, but listen, for me, I think you can. The question was, Andy, can you repeat the question, please?
Let me just read it again for you. It was racism towards players on social media. Can social media companies stop this?
Right, and the reason why I asked that because I wanted to bring it back to the question, and I didn't want it to be about personal experience and blah blah blah, like because racism exists. But I think you've got a number of things with the social media, okay? That they're the oil barons of this decade, right? They can do what they want when they want because they have the financial power to influence whoever they want. Okay, there's one thing they can't control. Well, I say they can't. There's one thing they try to control, and that's society. Right, and I've written a few things down here. I mean, I said about psychological warfare before, right? If those people who are sending these messages are in the ground, do you think they'd be screaming the obscenities they wanted or they were doing on Twitter? They would want to, but they wouldn't be able to because society has said that's not acceptable. Right, and again, I've written down here 80s. I remember going to football grounds in the 80s, and I remember saying probably some sexist and homophobic stuff myself, right? But that in time was accepted. It's not accepted now. But the one thing they've got with these social media is they're hiding behind anonymity. Yeah, because they can't be held accountable, right? So I think the only way that the social media giants will stop if people stop subscribing or call out the people that are doing it. But I'm not optimistic that will happen because it's a cash cow for them.
Discuss. Yeah, I definitely think from a football, live football, it's it's been there. And like if I think about when my dad took me to football as a kid, and like I'd hear stuff like not only racism but homophobic stuff and stuff like that, and then like it improved dramatically. And I remember a guy in front of me shouting something and everyone looked horrified. Like he made a racist comment and everyone was horrified. And the next week he wasn't sitting in his seat.
Yeah, because he's embarrassed.
Because the guy next to him actually turned out to be a policeman, and he reported
Fair
it.
play to him.
And he got his season ticket rescinded. Southend took his season ticket away, said you're not welcome anymore. And it was like everyone got there the next week and were like, he's gone. You know, that's not acceptable.
How do you take someone's Twitter account away from them?
Exactly. But that should be managed. I think if you should not be allowed to have an anonymous Twitter account, a Facebook account. You know, you shouldn't be allowed.
But I suppose that's a big part of the debate because that's part of their USP. Different debate.
And another thing as well, like how many million people around the world have got these accounts? Yeah, and someone's throwing a racist comment at, say, Marcus Rashford that's in Russia. You know, like the social media companies, like how are they going to police that? You know, like, do you have to almost go through a your tweet or post verified?
Yeah, but you can't have a mediator. But that's the freedom of the web, isn't it?
Yeah, but then it's down to us to report those things when we see them.
Exactly. So then it comes back to society. Yeah. So it comes back to society policing itself, and society will accept what it wants to accept. Like you say, in the 80s, it wanted to accept racism, and during the 90s, it decided no, that wasn't the way to go.
And I know it's all the time, but about you don't know what someone else is going through. Full stop. But just from the years we've done mates now, will be 3 years in March, and to see how someone that's trying to keep themselves carrying on and doing their best to just get through every day, to see someone get an abusive comment, or how that affects that person, that can be the thing that pushes someone over the edge, and it don't need a lot at all. And it's just absolutely disgusting. And, that is absolutely one of the brilliant things about the world that we're playing football in at the moment, as in this charity football team world, is how lovely and how brilliant every other team's been, and what a lovely atmosphere it is. And that is something that we're, without fail, if we ever play a team and they've got fans saying things like that or doing anything like that, we're out of there. We're not leaving our players in that position, and we're not having it. Full stop. I don't care what the consequences are. We are here to nurture people. We're here to give people, get them back on the pitch, and we're not having some loudmouth ruining that for someone.
But it's to Pierce's point. To Pierce's point, a lot of the time you won't. It's the keyboard warriors, isn't it? Like somebody's, Simon Bailey's put a comment on here. Racism is disgusting in any form. It's just a coward's way of attacking someone. Too many keyboard warriors nowadays. And then going back to some of the football players' comments, we've got David Robinson, midfield General Pierce.
Big up yourself, Captain.
Alongside Gav Armitage.
Gav Armitage, strong. I called him out earlier.
What a side we had at Gallywood.
Steve Baldry up front.
London Echo League, tearing it up.
1994 Division A champions. I see the medal still on Mum and Dad's mantle.
Hello, Dan.
Talking about great players, we've got one's just popped in. Hi, Danny Warner.
Dave Chase coming back in, is he?
He's the only person I know that I couldn't catch for pace. It's Danny Warner.
I was walking in my hands that day when
and he was only stretching.
How are you, Dan?
I'm all right, mate. Evening, gents. I've been watching from afar and enjoying it. Hello to everyone listening as well, particularly Robbo. So I agree with what Si Bailey was saying. I was just going to point out they are racist because they're doing it, but I think a lot of people that do it, like you said about the football at the ground, you don't get much of it, and if you do, they'll get called out. I think a lot of people are doing it. They're maybe not enjoying life. They've got nothing better to do, and they, like Dave just pointed out, because so many people are obviously trying to get rid of it. Then there's you're always going to get the odd person who thinks I'm going to get a bit of not publicity, but I'm going to get a bit of attention here if I shout out something or if I type something out. There's so many people you see on Instagram with the comments that are just doing it. You know they're just doing it because they've got nothing better to do. They probably don't really even mean what they're saying.
Just winding people up. But again,
yeah,
I agree with you, Dan. But again, what Dave said was they don't appreciate the psychological damage they were causing with those words. And this, so yeah, it's all of that.
I was listening to Andy Cole on Talk Sport the other day, and they were talking about same thing we're talking about now. And he said he hadn't actually had that much of it, particularly playing football. But he'd heard, because he said, because of the people that were playing in the 80s and that, tended to get it more than he did when he was breaking through. But he did say that he heard some sort of shocking things, and that was one of the points he made. And I think Michael Richards was on there as well. And he was saying the same thing. It is, when you hear something like that, you don't forget it. And then the person that's saying it probably just says it as a compliment.
Throws it off. Yeah, no, exactly that. Exactly that.
But somebody said the only way I could have kept up with you, Dan, was in my car. So thanks for that comment. Quite true. It's probably on the money. I'd need a car like size. You can hear me coming then. And then Dave Robinson's put, "Evening, Dan. You got that Barnet in a ponytail."
Mr. Robbo. I'll cut some off for you, Robbo. Transplant.
Simon's back with us. You all right, Simon?
Yep. I can only see you though, Andy. So and the signal for some reason it's a little bit funny. So
can you hear me, Simon?
I can, but I can only see Andy. And
let us know your perspective on the keyboard warriors behind the latest spat of racist comments towards players.
I think it's disgusting, mate. If you can hear me, I think it's disgusting.
Yeah, you're good.
Terrible. There's no excuse for it, mate. I don't. These people, what do they get from it? I don't understand what they get from it. Are they? I don't know. I can't really comment too much because I'd go on and I'd swear and I'd get angry at the end of the time. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I get you.
But it's disgusting, mate. Especially at this day and age, like I say, you're tracked everywhere, and you can see when it's been done. You can see when things are said. You can't get away with anything in the football grounds these days. And like you watched them bits last season with Sterling. I think he was at Chelsea, and he went to take a corner or something, and you can clearly see the racism in the crowds, and it's disgusting, mate. And like you say, all these keyboard warriors, they're just. I've just got a very sour and bad opinion of them that I'd probably. Like say you can swear and give all your opinions, but I won't for this forum. But it's disgusting.
Funny thing is, when you see him,
no time or space for it.
When you see him comment,
football, whether it's anything social media wise, I just think it's absolutely disgusting. But yeah, shouldn't be trying.
When you see him comment,
in any way, shape, or form.
I got the
I hear you. I don't think.
Yeah, he's got previous on this, Dan.
What you do? I'll put my hand up like that, and then side knows to stop.
He's done it again, isn't it? He done this last week.
I didn't want to interrupt him. I was just going to say, I like it when you see a comment on Instagram, like someone's not necessarily made a racist comment, but they put something controversial, and no one replies to them. They just completely ignore it. That's the best thing you can do. I know it's not really helping the situation, but it's the people that react, because that's what they're doing. They're just trying to fish for a comment back, and then bang, bang, bang. They'll just keep going.
And they're probably commenting on all sorts of things because that's all they want. Yeah, they just want reaction.
Jumping from person to person. They're looking at all the celebs and just picking at them what they can say. It's a shame you can't. I know you can block people, but it's a shame as a celeb you can't just like hit block and it automatically takes them away from their, like, blocks their complete Instagram account. But like they'll probably just come back. They'll probably just sign up with someone else 2 minutes later.
It's like when you think, like, at the minute, there's lots of people talking about it, and quite rightly. And when, like, they've been revisiting some of them old players that were like some of the first black players in this country, and some of the stuff that they endured, and like some of them say, like, I wish back then I'd have stood up to it, but I didn't feel that I could. I didn't think it was just kind of a way of life. And some of the stuff, like, it's harrowing, like how they got through that and how they managed their mental health through that. is amazing and testament to them, because like some of it was just disgusting.
And
but,
similarly, not just racism. If you think of like someone who's gone out, played their game, and think about how we're trying to get people back into football, and all we want out of it is for that person to walk off the pitch that day and go, I did that, I went and done that, feel proud that they've got back out there, right? Imagine what that would be like, having someone just insulting you about how you've played, saying that you're shit, saying all this sort of stuff. Yeah, what is that person getting out of it? It's just going to destroy. That's got to hurt that person. And I was down Sugar Hut one night, and me and Mario and a few other people from Towie were in there, and there weren't any taxis. It was Halloween, and me and someone from Towie, who I don't watch it. But me and someone who was in it were walking down the high street, and I'd only met him that night. And there was just a taxi rank opposite of just people in Brentwood just shouting the vilest abuse at this poor bloke. And I literally went to him, "Are you not very nice in the programme?" Because I didn't watch it. And he's like, "No, I think I'm all right." And the next day, I said to my mum, like, "What's he like in the programme?" "Oh, he's a lovely boy." And you just thought, how he walked down that street, it was like someone walking to going to the stocks and having abuse thrown at him. It was just disgusting. And all he'd done would walked out of a club and we're walking down the street, and he's just getting all of this abuse thrown at him. And there, I suppose he would have been about 23, I suppose, at the time. Charlie Sims, he's does boxing promotion now. But yeah, it was just horrible. Just absolutely horrible what they have to go through. I'm going to let Rich back in now. He can name drop now.
And we've got talking about Dan Warner, very own Robbie Savage. Somebody's put.
Yay.
Not sure whether you take that as a compliment.
Been called worse.
Yeah. So Simon keeps calling me Fred from First Dates. Again, it's not the worst I've ever had. It's better than James Corden.
Talking French.
Mais oui. Sacre bleu. There you go. And then the other thing we were going to talk about is we'll have a quick Spurs Chelsea update because Rich is back on. Anytime tonight, Rich.
Yes,
we're going on Chris Kamara.
Not really much going on. It's an horrendous game, if I'm honest.
Was it 1-0 still?
Still 1-0. Still 1-0 to Chelsea. Yeah, I can't see it being anything any different, if I'm honest.
West Ham safe yet?
Not talking about West Ham.
Need another 2 points.
What else we got in the bucket?
And then the last bit was the Affinity Cup that Essex Charity FA are setting up.
Chris, do you want to talk about this one? Kamara,
can you hear us back there in the shed?
Yeah, sorry, Jeff. Yes, it's 1-0 still.
Oh God.
What about? Can we ask you about the Affinity Cup?
Oh God, you're taking the role too far.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, I don't know much about. Hopefully, we'll get Spencer on at some point. He can tell us all about it. We've applied for it. It's charity sides or community interest sides like ourselves, all coming together to play in a tournament all over the country. We could be drawn anywhere, Leeds, Newcastle, wherever. We're gonna apply and go in it ourselves to hopefully go and play a few like-minded teams and have a couple of weekenders.
When's that due to run from, Rich?
I don't actually know the details. As far as I'm aware, that they're still in the process of getting it signed off with the FA.
Okay.
and bits like that. I think obviously everything everyone's trying to do at the moment is slower than it normally would be, due to the fact that there's people on furlough and not working as they should. I've read a couple of messages go backwards and forwards that the FA are only working on Fridays at the moment. So I don't know. We'll send our application in and we'll see where it takes us. But it could be good.
And this is such a, what Spencer's been doing with this. And we played against them right at the beginning of after lockdown. Such a great team, such a lovely people, a lot of people. And the community, especially since we've been in lockdown, the community around this sort of world of football at the moment is just like, I don't know any other world apart from West Ham. But you lot, you've played in this sort of world for years. You've noticed what sort of teams we're playing, what the atmosphere is like at the moment. And it's not all like holding hands and skipping or anything like that. You've got competition, but people are just nice. That's the easiest way of putting it. And what Spencer's doing with the FA to get this together, it's a logical, brilliant next step of, just joining us all together a bit more.
I think it's brilliant. We've had another comment come in just on the racism bit, and it was from David Robinson, and he's just said, Anton Ferdinand said he went to Millwall as a teenager and the bloke next to him was hurling racial abuse at one of the players. Anton turned to him and said, hang on a minute, mate, I'm black as well. The bloke turned back and said, no, don't worry, mate, you're one of us, you're okay. He never went back to Millwall. Yeah,
it's just it's just mindlessness. I mean, it's not just Millwall. I mean, you call out he went to Millwall. It could have been anywhere. I mean, it's just people have been narrow-minded and naive.
Absolutely.
It'd be good if is there any more questions, any more players just before we sign off. So if you can
quickly
get them in.
The Rio Ferdinand documentaries. He does some really good stuff as well, don't he? I know we're talking about Anton, but I
met Anton Ferdinand in a lift in Brentwood car park. Really nice bloke. Played for Southend at the time.
It's strange we didn't bump into each other that night.
I know. We were hanging out with the celebs in Brentwood. That's how we roll.
Literally roll. So talking of rolling, I was looking at Rich and I thought, has he got a much bigger badge than me? And then I realised I'm really fat and I've got a much bigger top than him. Rich has got like a shield with big on it.
We're having a bit of technical difficulty with Rich tonight. Since they did that 4G mask, I think that might be having a few technical issues down where he is. But we're back in the studio now. Rich, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Definitely. Something I was going to say about while we're on things, something I was going to say, I sort of disappeared at the time, but me and Piers done our coaching badges together, and when we're doing this safeguarding thing, what an eye-opener that was, Piers, wasn't it? Where certain things that were that the teacher told us that things sometimes you send things as banter and you don't realise that when you're on like group messages and stuff, how it comes across to other people or like young people. It's at the time we looked at each other and thought, yes, things that we do and like it comes across to other people as like a major problem, and we don't look at it like that when we're bantering and things like that. Sometimes you have to really think about what you do and what you say.
We've all known each other a good 20 to 40 years, some of us here. That's mad to even think.
It is mad
when we're only 20
look old enough.
Exactly. your face is going upside down.
So just think about good maths.
But yeah, we've got years of, and this, we purposely want to be like this in here. We've got a good chemistry, and we want, and what I want out of podcasts is I want people to sort of just sit there, feel comfortable and like laugh along with us, like we're sitting next to you in a pub or something like that. And we've got that friendship and that banter. We'd never purposely hurt each other or insult each other or anything like that. Calling Danny Robbie Savage, for example. But yeah, and what you say, Rich, about how things come across in a text, very often, and that's something I have to do quite a lot, I will always put at the beginning of certain texts, if I'm talking about something or an argument or something like that, I'll always say, read this like I'm sitting there calmly talking to you, because things can get, interpreted in such different ways. And yeah, it really can. You realize, you don't realize how much you can upset someone. Nothing more.
Sticks and stones. It's a hard thing to say, but you've got to stand up. You've got to stand up against it. I think when you like draw a line under it, you have to stand up against it.
I think it's very hard. It's very hard when you've not been in that situation. I find it uncomfortable, but I've not been in that situation, so I find it very hard. But if you go to
Kingston, and I'm not talking about the beach. Just go there. I'm sure you'll feel the minority. But that's what I'm saying, Andy. But I'm just saying, you wouldn't. How would you have experienced the feeling of a minority living in England all your life?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
And when I lived in Greece and things like that, I was welcomed so much in that village and that town, and we got so many people there from Romania and Poland and places like that. And I will never, ever, how people welcomed me and looked after me there, that doesn't necessarily happen as day-to-day stuff over here. We still there's still that attitude of looking down.
Hold on. But Dave, I think you've got to quantify that statement. It does happen, but you'll find on occasions, and I'm sure, no disrespect, it happens in Greece as well.
Yeah, and it will happen. But all I mean is my experience of being that person that was the outsider in, we're not talking a touristy place, in a little Greek village. That definitely helped me in, I'd always welcome people anyway, but it sits with me I'd never dream of thinking less of someone who's from a different place. You can't believe, I just don't understand how people can. And I know that's quite a blasé statement, but I just don't. Everyone just should be equal. I just don't understand why people would have an issue. Old-fashioned, I suppose, but yeah.
Oh, so we're going to go over live to Chris, our very own Chris Kamara. I think there might have been. Is there a change in the scoreline?
No, there was an opportunity. A free header at the back post for Tottenham. Vinicius, their Brazilian striker, that's replacing Kane for the moment while he's injured. Rose at the back post, free header, nodded it wide in the.
That's a shame. That's a real shame. That's a real shame. Thank you. You should have had a puppet tonight, because you look like the best ventriloquist in the world. Your mouth isn't moving, but you're talking. It's amazing.
Chris Whitty.
Oh, I love Chris Whitty.
Got a gear.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. Also, football, Mates FC. One of the things we've been doing during lockdown, we wanted to make sure that people who play for us are still, try and keep that community going and keep stuff going on. And we done like a little chat. We put a little challenge out to people about doing a 40-mile thing to Everest, or up Everest. But
when you say a thing,
a challenge. I have to use big words all day, so when I'm here, I just noise comes out. So we did that. Everyone done it really quickly. So instead, we done another one, which was for 1,000 miles. It should take about 6 weeks to do 1,000 miles. And we're nearly there in 2.5 weeks. I can't believe how much people are throwing themselves into it. It's just been ridiculous.
I did 2 miles the other day in one day.
So Andy's on our team, and you've got Rich, Rich, what's the most you've done in a day so far? Look at that smile. He's like he's been tied up from behind.
I think I've done a 40 miles, 42,
right.
43.
So
something
in
like
our
that.
team, we've got me, Rich, Andy, and a couple of others. I'm only doing sort of 4 or 5 miles, but and Andy the other day, like, Rich has done 40 and Andy had done 0.6 of a mile. Like,
that's good effort, to be fair, Andy.
It's hard working from home.
Yeah, we still got to walk. But yeah, this challenge has been brilliant. Cy Bailey's just put on there, loving the lockdown challenges. He's doing really well. Cy's in Danny's team, I believe. But if anyone else wants to get involved in that, we can add some more. We're doing 5-a-side. We've got little teams of 5 going up the country, getting miles as we go. As we go past football stadiums, we get goals, whoever gets to the first. Then when we get back down and get back into football, we're going to play a real football tournament with those teams. Obviously, I ain't going to play. I'll swap someone else out.
You are.
I'm not. I can't.
You are.
No, I'll get my mum to write a letter. Yeah. And yeah, so we're going to play a real football tournament. If anyone else wants to join, let us know. Get in contact with us. Just DM us or something. We've got a few spares at the moment. We've added up to another team, but yeah, we've got room.
Got to try and keep up with my 0.6 miles.
I don't understand. Like, are you even awake?
I am. The dog's been he injured his leg, so I haven't been out dog walking. But hopefully, he's having an X-ray tomorrow. So after that,
hold on. Are you blaming the dog for the fact that you've only done 0.6 of a mile?
No, not just solely the dog, but I get out normally and walk the dog, so I would rack up some miles. And then Dave took me out the other day like a puppy, and we
threw a ball. How could we do when I kicked that ball?
And we did 4.8 miles. And then we found a tennis ball, and he texted the group saying, "I'm taking Andy for a walk," and he said, "It sounds like you're my dog." So then he threw a tennis ball for me and got me to chase it. And then as he walked past it, he went to kick it in the bush. Pierce, yes, he shouldn't play in the 5-a-side.
Excellent. Or no, hold on. That segues us in nicely. You should come down to Football Fitness Club. We can teach you a thing or two. Yeah.
Oh no, that's all right. I'm free.
Thursday night, Shelmer Park, when we're not locked down.
I don't like to take other people's places. I don't know if you can see this, but
everyone's chomping at the bit.
Good boy. 6 miles. Good boy.
So let's just play that again.
Good boy, Andy. Good boy. You're gonna get your ball. Get your ball. Go on, boy. Go on. Good boy. Good boy. That's it. More than 0.6 miles. Good boy.
Yeah. So we're out and about doing what we can.
I did a 20-mile bike ride the other day. And Cy Green can back me on that one.
Cy Green gave you a backie for how long?
No, I did a 20-mile bike ride with Cy Green the other day.
Yeah, but you weren't part of the competition.
No, it was a week before, unfortunately.
And, was you in the sidecar or was you in the basket like ET?
I was on his roof rack on the bike.
What happened? What happened when we did our walk? Who did we see? And
we saw Cy Green creeping around the village again in his silent car.
Actually happened. Right, we went for this walk. We went for a walk,
village,
and it was like in the middle of the field. Cy phoned because he got word on the radar that we would sort of near. And then the next thing, we didn't even say where we was going. Next thing, out of nowhere, we just like, someone's hoovering or something. And he comes along in his hover car, and then he just parked in the middle of the road to have a conversation. A car came towards us,
and he went, "She'll go up the curb.
She'll go round there." And this woman angrily drove up onto the path and drove past. And went, "Well, she looked pissed off." Like, just stopped in the middle of a road. And it was out like a tinker. I can see his face, and I've got him in the waiting room. Then he was out like a tinker looking for a bit of wood to put over a window, just driving around Gallywood looking for a bit of wood.
Bring him in, Dave.
Yeah,
I'll drop myself out.
Okay.
I'll drop myself out.
I don't think he wants me to get a drink. I've been saying I need a drink for the last half hour.
No, we're nearly at our time. We need to start wrapping it up. Pierce has gone. He's had enough.
I can only see you two. Can you?
The village creeper, Simon. We were talking about.
I did. I was just listening. It was that was quite funny.
Sneaky. You underestimate your sneakiness.
Well, I think it was more. I happened to go round to the
the village of Gallywood, Dan.
Yeah,
we have a village magazine. I'll let you know.
Where is your village?
The Grapevine, the Gallywood Grapevine.
It's a good little read, Andy. Did you watch it? Did you read it?
It's very good, very good. You know, I learned the other day that if you get in touch with the parish council on their website, little plug for them here, it actually shows you some of the lovely scenic walks that you can do around Gallywood.
Past our storage venue.
But I had a look at it, and most of them are more than 0.6 of a miles. So I haven't given them a whirl yet, but they do look good. One of them takes you to the old windmill in Gallywood. You didn't even know there was a windmill, did you?
So I take you in his silent car.
We'll go, Simon. We'll go. I'll dig the map out, and we'll go and find the windmill.
I thought there was only one in Mount Nessing.
Apparently not. It used to be a racetrack, so you can go and see around the common. Yeah. It's a very historical village where I live. I'll have you know.
Why don't you two do a Gallywood podcast?
It is, mate.
Shall we walk into the windmill?
Yeah.
I'm intrigued at where this windmill is, mate.
Maybe what we'll do, we'll get the map, but we'll go in your car. Obviously, once COVID's over, because we don't want to break any COVID rules. But I could sit on the bike again on top of your car.
Yes, mate.
No, it's not actually a car he's got. He flies around. Do you remember that woman that had Pippin, the dog, that used to fly around and just do little adventures? Today, we're going to a windmill. And Si's sitting there like the little Pippin, the dog, with Auntie Mabel. That's her name. I'm going again now. Bye. Right. I think it's time to wrap up.
Yeah.
I'm going to go, but you can all. I'll bring you all into. Before I bring you all
on. Dave, anyway, myself, mate. 10 o'clock.
All right. Well, how about you just wait till it finishes?
Sorry. I'm just going to keep it on. Sorry.
Well, no, I've got manners. That's all. Call me old fashioned.
Can we have one more Chris Kamara here? It's got to be near.
I'll just get rid of Si. He's off to find a windmill in his silent car, so enjoy that. Bye-bye.
Bye, Mr. Green.
Right. And
have we got him? We're going to go from the studio live. We're going to go live to the shed.
Can
you hear us?
I'll be honest, I've got no idea. The battery went on the iPad, so I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I'll have to.
It was 1-0, but I don't know.
Rich, you've been furloughed. All you've got to do is plug an iPad in. That's all you've got to do.
I know, yeah. I came down to 20%.
All time, 1-0. 1-0.
Yeah,
it's a shame, isn't it?
I think Tottenham will have enough to stay up, hopefully.
They need another 7 points.
I think Arsenal are going to finish above them, and West Ham.
Yeah, but really. How's West the old prawners going, whatever they're called, Andy?
What, sorry?
Prawners, how are they going?
Shrimpers. Yeah, not too well. We got ourselves on a little bit of a roll, and then it seems to have fallen off a cliff a bit. We've lost like the last 3 games. So
hopefully, it's 6-1 the other day.
What's that? Sorry,
was it 6-1 the other day?
Sorry, I can't hear you. You've gone like Rich.
Moya must be furious, isn't she?
Honestly, and they're on telly. Like you can watch them. Like you can subscribe to iFollow. Oh, it's like I used to just prefer it on the radio. It sounded like we were good.
All right, Nan.
But when you actually see it, it's just a real struggle. It's just that age-old thing of like not having the same finances as other people. So got a lot of loan players, a lot of young players, people that are coming to maybe the end of their career. So it's a really tough job that he's got down there, and he got on playing really, really well. And we just had a little blip. That's all it is, a little blip. We'll get it back, and we'll get ourselves out of relegation.
Andy, maybe stop watching football. Arsenal and Southend. It must be a nightmare.
I know. I can't wait for Billericay Town to open up again. At least I can have a pint on the edge of the pitch. Drown my sorrows.
We can do a walk up there.
From the bus?
I walked to Billericay last year, didn't I?
Oh, did you?
For charity.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a bus, I think.
The 100. Anyway, right, that's enough about bus facts. Right, anyway, so Dan, lovely to see you. So you didn't speak a lot.
Right.
But yeah,
see you too.
And Andy, lovely to see you as always. We'll go for a lovely
walk. Later. Thank you very much.
Everything you've been sorting out for us. Behind the scenes, we've got loads going on ready for our return. And Rich has been doing a lot of that. And yeah, that's it really. So thanks for listening.
Take care.